So, let's talk about Byleth again. Last time I talked about why I wasn't mad about Byleth's inclusion overall. However, I failed to mention that I'd rather have any other Three Houses rep. Fire Emblem Three Houses is my favorite game of 2019. It has a wonderfully realized story, amazing characters, a tragic story about war and how it divides and breaks people, a wonderful soundtrack, and absolutely addicting gameplay, like every other Fire Emblem game in the series. I was actually one of the people gunning for a Three Houses rep in Smash. On one condition, that rep wasn't Byleth. Byleth is the least interesting character in Three Houses. He doesn't really have the chance to be an interesting character because he's a stand-in for the player, and unlike other player stand-ins like Commander Shepard, the roleplay options are very limited. So this character is kind of bland with no way to really fill in the blanks. He doesn't really feel like he was written with the role of main character in mind, and that's the thing. He wasn't. Your role in Three Houses is more of a mentor role, someone that the students can turn to when things get tough, or whenever they have a question about something. Those interactions are there for the player to get to know the characters. All the character traits that Byleth does have make him feel more like a fanfic character. He gets to fuse with a goddess halfway through the game. No one else even gets to chat with Sothis. Hell, I don't even think the priest of the church gets to chat with her. When he gets to the school, everyone automatically likes him with the exception of Seth, who asks, "Is it really okay that we're hiring someone whom we've just met to teach the students?" Combine that with the fact that Byleth refuses to be a character at every possible turn. There really isn't that many roleplay options with him, so you're kind of left with what the game gives you. With that, it's really hard to discern any personality from this character. Okay, let's take a test. Anyone here who's played Three Houses, this is called the Plinkett character test. I'm gonna put a character on screen and together we're going to describe them, but we cannot talk about their profession and we cannot describe how they look, all right? Let's go. A very eager to learn, yet very clumsy character. She wants to be good at everything because she thinks it's a waste of time to not be learning. She loves to learn so much that it's blinded her, to the point where it becomes an obsession of hers, and her professor has to try to stop her from going overboard. She also sings while she cooks.
Today's dinner is steak and then a cake that's yummy yum. Now it's time to fill my tummy tummy tum. Oh, this mountain of sweets and treats that I long to eat. Oh, stacks of steaks and cakes and crumbs and yums.
The best! Hilda. She's scared to disappoint, so she acts lazy. She really wants to be put on the sidelines and sees herself as a weakling. She's witty and thinks of herself as the popular girl. She eventually learns to become more diligent, reluctantly. She's stubborn like that, and stuck to her own ways until the end.
Memes. Yeah. We are the house of memes and we know it. We should have the best memes, the funniest memes, the cleverest memes. Our memes should have memes. I want memes in every corner of the internet. I'm talking Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, MySpace, okfriggin'cupid.com. Meme makers, get to work.
I'll wait. Yeah, it's harder than it looks, isn't it? Now, as harsh as I'm sounding, Byleth does serve a purpose. It's through him that the other characters are able to have epiphanies about themselves and move their arcs forward. But I can't call him a good character on that alone. That more just makes him a side character to the much more interesting stories of the other characters. Personally, if it were me at the helm of Three Houses design, I'd have the player play as the house leader that they chose, and either remove Byleth entirely or just make him a side character. But wait, I hear you say, if Byleth is removed, what will happen to the crucial character building moments for the Lords? Well, that's not hard. Replace Byleth with another student. In scenes like Dimitri's fall from grace, it's true that Byleth is the one that counsels him and pulls him out, but personally I think the story would be the same if not better if it were someone like Dedue who confronted him. But he's supposed to be dead! Well, why does he have to be? Why does whether he live or die have to be locked behind the Dusker missions? If you don't know, Dedue's fate is determined by whether or not you play a mission earlier in the game. If you play as the house leaders, it makes you experience the story firsthand as it's happening to you instead of someone you know. Nothing really happens to Byleth outside of the death of his father and fusing with the goddess. You're just kind of along for the ride most of the time. A side character in a bunch of more interesting narratives.